Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm just going to wait a few seconds for some people to jump on. Sorry for the late start this morning, but my morning definitely got away from me. Had a nice long chat with a real good friend, and yeah, time just really went by fast. Oh, hey, Carla. Nice to see you. Hey, Tara. Good to see you guys.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, it's telling me I need to unlock my cell phone. Look at that. Okay. I think I'm going to put my cell phone on silent. I will be right back. All right. Just when you think you got it all covered, you hear your cell phone in the background. Oh gosh. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon, Tara. How y'all doing? Let's see if we've got anybody else joined yet. This is an odd time of the day. I mean, I know most people are working from home, but there's still a lot of people that are not. That always surprises me because I think if you can, you should. Um, yeah. Anyway, so I want to start out by picking a card. This is one of my favorite decks. This is the one that I had in my car. It's called Blessings. So 64 ways to be thankful. They're gratitude cards. So I thought it was appropriate to pick one of these today. All right. Let's see what we got. What I picked was, oops, I don't know if you can see it, a faithful guide. My heart guides me tenderly and truly. I find ways through the wilderness. My heart finds paths through the desert. My heart is valiant and wise. My heart senses the truth and offers compassion in times of conflict. My heart has patience. My heart has humility. It is fully human and fully divine. That's a really cool card to pick. So that starts us off. Well, I made notes because I didn't want to leave anything out. I attended such a powerful 2-hour session yesterday with a business mentor of mine, and she had so many good things to say that I just had to jot down as many as I could so I could bring them out to you guys, and I just thought they were really great. So here's a big question. How can I make this obstacle the greatest thing that ever happened to me? That's an odd thought when you think of what's going on, isn't it? So, how can we repurpose this event for growth and solutions for our Earth? Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining. These are two really great questions. They're questions that you wouldn't typically ask yourself in a time like what we're experiencing right now, but it's a really great question to ask. The people that search and find personal meaning are the ones that survive and thrive. And that comes from a concept of an Austrian fellow by the name of Viktor, that's Viktor, Viktor Frankl. He is a Holocaust survivor, a psychotherapist, and a neuroscientist. And there was one of his quotes I pulled down off of his site that I really thought was cool. We are no longer able to change a situation. We are challenged to change ourselves. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And that comes from a Holocaust survivor, and I'm sure that served him very well under extreme circumstances. So I thought that was a really cool thing to share with you guys. So, one thing that I'm concerned about as a health coach is the excessive amount of anxiety that is produced from all of the things that we're hearing on the news and networks and all that. And being able to stay in balance and observe the things we need to observe. But if you are the type that sits and watch the news a lot, the question I have for you is, does that make you feel better, or does it scare the shit out of you? And so if it scares the shit out of you, then you probably shouldn't be watching it every day, every hour. You should limit it. If limiting it, if you can't stay away from it completely, then you should definitely at least limit it. And you should also fill in those spaces with positive and good things. Because we all know that once you start dwelling on something really negative and really scary, well, those thoughts just multiply and grow. So, and when we are in an over-anxious, frightful condition, we also lower our immune systems. And so that's a really important thing to think about in all of this, is that one of the things that's going to keep you strong is keeping a good immune system healthy. And so how do we do that? So here, before I get to that, these are some more really good thought-provoking questions. And if you want to jot any of these questions down to journal them later, that would be cool. So if you drank clean, pure water every day, read positive, uplifting, real-life stories, and you hung out with fun, uplifting people regularly, and for us that's mostly online right now, what would be the end result of how you feel? Conversely, when you watch the news and the coverage every day, does it encourage you? Or is it like drinking lighter fluid, where you are putting a flame to all your fear? And so, yes, we need, Julie says, but I think it's good to be informed and educated about it. Absolutely. We all need to be educated about what's going on. We need to know the things we need to be observing. I 100% agree about that. The key is to keep it all in perspective and in balance, and keep a positive attitude about our changing daily life right now. This isn't going to be changed forever. Some things might change, but those things will probably be good things. But the key is to moderate the high anxiety level, which is really hurtful to your health. And so, and I'll get to some things later on what you can do to offset that. And so when you, okay, we already did that. So are we going to fold up, or are we going to get creative? Could this be divine redirection for you, the family, your family, or the planet? Maybe this is a way of telling humanity, slow down. Your schedules are crazy. Now we're forced into spending a lot more time with our thoughts, with our computers, with our families. And that's not always a bad thing. And when we're getting reacquainted with our families, which is kind of cool. I know cabin fever is probably setting in for some of you, and you with your kids and your hubbies or whatever, all day long, every day. But you can break that up. You can go outside. We're not restricted from going outside. So, Julie, both. Yeah. Okay, so what suppresses your immune system? Well, there's the obvious things that will suppress your immune system, and that is not eating well would be one thing. Eating a lot of junk food, eating on the run, not eating regularly can suppress your immune system a bit. Not getting good sleep, good sound sleep, definitely, probably out of a lot of things, that's probably one of the highest ones up there is making sure that you get that rest at night, that your cells are regenerating, that you are regenerating. So getting a good night's sleep. is not getting a good night's sleep can adversely affect your immune system. And stress. That goes without saying. We know this. Stress and chronic worry leads to a lot of health problems. Suppressing your immune system is one of them. So how do we keep mentally fit? Because this talk is really about how do we keep emotionally and mentally fit during this. Many of us are physically fit. Some of us are like, we're getting there. But how do we stay emotionally and mentally fit? And I would encourage you to be reading things every day that are positive and encouraging, whatever that is for you. Stay connected with your friends. Laugh. There is so much laughing. So whether that's with a movie or horsing around with a friend or whatever, but do something every day that makes you laugh. Even laughing out loud. You just have to lighten it up to lighten up the burden of the news and the things that we hear every day. And so, and I already covered this, just gathering online with your friends and family. We have that option. We're so blessed. I'm so grateful that we have technology that we can do that. If this had happened, I don't know, even 10 years ago, I don't know when Zoom came about or FaceTime or any of that. I'm not sure how long that's been around, but wow, if we didn't have the technology we have today, we'd really be isolated. So I'm really grateful for that. And if you don't know how to use that technology, get familiar with it and try it out and just do it. It helps you stay connected. It's a great thing. Definitely learn more about meditation. Meditation is, so many people have so many ideas and thoughts about what meditation is. And guys, there are so many ways to meditate. Yesterday in my meditation time, so many powerful ideas floated into my mind during meditation. And when you still your mind and you just listen, things just sort of pop up out of nowhere that are really helpful. If you find that something pops up that's not helpful, dismiss it and just keep going. I find that a little bit of music in the background helps. I'm not always in that position where I have music available, but music usually helps. Guided meditation can help. For those of you whose mind tend to wander into like all kinds of crazy places, guided meditation is better because it gives you something to follow, something to think about. I offer free meditations every Monday night. I'll be doing that until my grandson is born. So I hope you'll get a chance to join me on a Monday night for a guided meditation that lowers your blood pressure, it lowers your anxiety level, and it's just so helpful. So these are just some of the things that can help you control that level of anxiety and fear. There's also something, if I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but sound healing. And there's lots of stuff on YouTube for sound healing frequencies. I would highly recommend that you check them out. Solfeggio is one of them. How do I even spell that name? It's Solfeggio. I can post it here on the site to lead you to some places where you can access sound healing frequencies. And they're pretty special if you just lay down and absorb the frequencies and the sound. Each frequency is helpful for a different type of thing. I'm going to post the one that's good for anxiety and fear and negative thoughts and thought patterns, which can easily happen with all that we're going through right now. And there's also just another interesting thing to think about is that there is a blessing. I know it doesn't seem that way, but there is a blessing inside of every crisis. Can you think back to any crisis that you have ever had in your life and not right away, but what resulted from it? Did it spark a spiritual journey? Did it lead you to meet somebody you didn't know before that became very influential in your life? I mean, there are many unseen blessings that get spurred from an event that's painful or traumatic. So there will be blessings to be had, and if you don't know what they are yet, I hope that in the months to come you will see some of the blessings that came out of this. And lastly, a little thing that I do with a friend of mine, Rhonda. I don't know, is Rhonda on? Uh, Hi, Linda. I'm sorry. Hey, Jane, how are you? Um, Sometimes I don't get a chance to scroll and see how many people have joined on. But there's this little routine that I have with my friend Rhonda, and every single day, and it's quite frankly, it's a little harder for me. She's a lot better at this than I am, being consistent with it, but consistently think of three things that you're grateful for in the day that you had. And it could be really something like super simple, like, I don't know, I found a great parking spot. I mean, I'm just thinking about anything crazy, but just to be, oh, Julie, you have a Tibetan singing bowl. Awesome. Yay, then you are familiar with sound healing. That's very cool. Yeah, write down three things that you're grateful for. Remind yourself of that. And there was another thing that I used to do a long time ago, and it was mentioned in one of the groups that I'm in to be. There was three things to write down, and I can't remember what one of them was. One of them was write down the three things that you're grateful for that day, and the other, oh, three things that you would like to do better in the days ahead. Three things that you'd like to do better, and then the last one was three people in your life or in that day or whatever that you are either aggravated with or you are holding a grudge against or someone who's maybe pissed you off, and if if there is anybody in your life where you feel that way towards them, is to just send them love. And so whoever that person is, just say, I send love to so and so. Bring them up into your mind and dissolve your feelings towards them and just say, I send them love. And when you send people love, I know this sounds woo-woo to some of you guys, but when you do that, they definitely feel it. They might not ever say that to you, but they do feel it in their spirit. And so that's all I got for today. Does anybody want to talk about anything? Julie, tell us a little bit about your Tibetan singing bowl. Do you do that as a routine practice at home? Hi, Carol. That's something I've yet to get as a Tibetan singing bowl. I've attended a couple sound healing, maybe I know not a couple, one, and I really did enjoy it. But I have to be honest, there have been a couple that I've been in that didn't feel exactly right for me. I'm not quite clear why. It maybe produced a sound that didn't sound well for me. But oh yeah, Julie, I had a vision board class in January. I'm sorry you missed it. Let's do another one. I would love, man, as soon as this is lifted, that would be a great thing to do, especially after all of this. Like, oh my goodness, it's just going to be. I'm looking forward to the party in the street when all of this is lifted. And yeah, a vision board class would be super fun to do. Let's do another one. Yes, that's one of my favorite art activities, actually. We could also do paint rolling too. That would be fun. But I'd love to do some more art classes with everybody. That's so relaxing and so much fun. Everybody creates something different and it's so cool. It's sitting for show. I love your honesty. I love that. Yeah, you just play around with it. I have a friend, Roseanne, who has the singing bowls, and she has a lot of them. Oh, they're beautiful too, and they're in the most beautiful colors. And she has them all kind of arranged on her tabletop. And when you attend one of her sound healings, she just stirs up these beautiful sounds from one bowl to the other, and how they all sort of play together is just it's just so beautiful. And man, those are expensive though. Um, but I know that they're worth it. I'd love to get one. Oh, YouTube can give you directions on just about anything, right? Yeah, check it out, Julie. Start doing that. I'd be anxious to see what you come up with. Carol, how are things in Connecticut? Let's see if I've missed anybody or anything here. Do you want to pick another card? Shall we pick another card? The first card I picked was really cool. And if you missed it, it was a faithful guide. On the replay, you can see the first card. So I'm just going to pick another one. I'll pick one more. And I just might pick a card from another group. Let's see. This one, the most beautiful illustrations are on these cards. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Divinely led is what it says. I am blessed by the guidance of spirit in many forms. I open my heart and my mind to the influence of higher forces. I relinquish my definition of myself as small and limited. I invite guidance and inspiration. I welcome new thoughts and perceptions, larger perspectives and possibilities. I really like that. That is a very encouraging thought. All right, ladies. Does anybody have anything to share about something that they've been doing since we've been, I don't know, what are they calling it now? I keep thinking of shut-in, and that's not what they're saying now. Staying in place, I think, is what they call it now. Anything cool that you've gotten to do that you hadn't been able to do because you were just so busy and distracted? This is from my Four Agreements deck. I'm picking up a lot of cool cards this time around. This one is be impeccable with your word. Replace fear with love. Here we go. The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. When you are impeccable with your word, your mind is no longer fertile ground for the words that come from fear. Your mind is only fertile for the words that come from love. I really like that. That gives me a great visual about not letting, to Julie's point earlier, yes, it's really important to be informed and it's really important to know what is happening in the world. But once those droplets of news hit our soil, do we expand on fear, or do we plant love, resourcefulness, next steps, get outside, breathe some fresh air if you are in a climate that you can do that. Get out and walk, get out in nature, do whatever it is that makes you feel alive and well, do that. If it is running in place, like I've been doing my 1 mile inside jog with that tape that I posted earlier, I don't know, a few days ago, maybe it was last week. I've been doing her video every other day. I can't do it every day. I personally can't do it every day because it upsets my back a little bit. So I do it every other day, and that seems to work for me. But exercise definitely will help you offset the mental tension and the the distraction of those kind of thoughts. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you guys are going to have a great day. And I'm going to just scroll and see what I've... Okay, Linda, spending time with my new granddaughter. Oh, and her sister, isolated in Connecticut. Oh, the grandbabies. Oh my goodness. I have a new one coming in May. And it is such a thrill to have a new grandbaby in the family. Yeah, we're all, I think collectively, I don't know of any state that is not staying in place. So Anyway, we'll get through this and stay smiling, stay positive, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Let me just make sure I have said hello to everybody. Carla, thank you. Tara, thank you. Julie, thank you. Linda, thank you. Jane, thank you, Jane. Carol, and that's it. So thank you so much, and um, go and do whatever it is that makes you feel good and happy. All right? Mwah. Bye for now.